Hello, I'm Ruth Grass, and I've been a resident of Independence Village in Petoskey for a year now. And I'm going to be sharing some things about my experience with you. I recognize that there are many ways to get ready to move into a senior living care center. I'm going to share just a way that worked for me and my family. I've learned some important lessons along the way that I hope will be helpful to others who are contemplating this move. I learned to pace myself. Starting early and mapping out the steps to the goal really helped. Every day for a year, I did something to move me toward this goal. And it's not just about being organized and having a plan, although this certainly helps, but plans can be wrecked pretty easily, and it pays to be flexible, very patient, and ask for help when overwhelm sets in. I learned that it was important for me to be clear-eyed about my current situation in terms of my health and the state of my husband's increasing dementia. I knew that it would get increasingly harder on him the longer I waited to make the move. I also wanted to think about what would make my life easier as the primary caregiver. I learned to see this transition with life change as one of the many transitions we go through in a lifetime. Some transitions are easier than others. Some are pretty scary, and some hold great significance. The transition from a house to an apartment in the later stages of life is very significant and emotionally challenging. If you get bogged down in seeing all the problems of preparing for a life change, you will miss all the benefits that could be open to you. The problem is not that you will encounter challenges. The problem is expecting otherwise. Here are some priorities that I set for myself. Priority number 1. Communicate with the family about my reasons for wanting to move into a senior living center. Listen carefully to their feedback, but know that I need to make the final decision. Make every effort to get everyone on the same page. Take 6 months to a year to clear, clean out, unload material possessions. Priority number 2. Planning the sequence of events. Make application to the village and get on the waiting list. Talk with a real estate agent about selling the house. Check out moving companies in the area. Get references for estate sale providers. Check out resale options to unload household furniture. And keep clearing, cleaning out, and packing. Priority number 3, deciding what was important to take with me and what would fit, very challenging, from 3,000 square feet to a small apartment. By important, I mean things that remind Peter and me of who we are, what we value, not just couches and chairs and end tables, but more personal reminders of our life together. It did mean letting go of a lot of stuff we accumulated over the years. It was hard work, but necessary. This hard work saves time, money, hassles, and stress in the long run. The payoff came when our adult children said it was the best gift we could give them to put our lives in order, to take care of our household stuff. They chose what they wanted from the house before anything was sold. At each step of letting go, I felt lighter and lighter and lighter. Priority number 4, know what will take place once I get the call that there is an apartment available. Everything rolls out once I know the move-in date. So once I knew the date to move in, I let the moving company start taking furniture to resale places in town. We sold the house. I lined up some possible dates for the estate sale. Pack. Ask for help to do this. I took a break every afternoon for a cup of tea or a nap. For months before we were able to move into our apartment at the village, all the sons came to Petoskey to go over our plans and priorities. That's where the communication comes in. I had the real estate person come to the house to meet with our adult children. The moving management consultant came and talked with them. I wanted to be sure that we all stayed on the same page and that they had a chance to ask questions that were important to them with the important people involved in this move. It makes such a difference on stress level and on the family to start earlier than you think you should, and make a plan. Have the critical conversations and move forward with confidence that you have done the best job you could in making a wise decision. Try not to second guess yourself. I think your adult children will see these efforts that you are making as a wonderful gift to them. I know there is a lot of uncertainty that gets stirred up around the big move and this big transition in our lives. Change from the familiar can be hard. Facing the unknown causes fear and stress. We feel vulnerable. There can be a sense of grief or loss of what we are leaving behind. We are saying goodbye to a lot of familiar things. For me, it was important to identify and acknowledge what I was saying goodbye to. Likewise, I wanted to acknowledge what I was saying hello to in this transition. I would be saying hello to new opportunities for safety, for security, for belonging, convenience, resources, and connectedness. Charles Darwin said, "It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent that survive. It is the one that is most adaptable to change." Your plan may look different than mine. I hope that these ideas may stimulate some of your thinking, not just about the process steps, but how to think about this transition. I'll close with a couple important questions that help me to be confident in my decision. I asked, will things get easier for me in taking care of all the things I'm taking care of now if I make the move sooner rather than later? Or will all of these responsibilities get harder to manage as time goes by? What conveniences would make my life easier? What conveniences would make caregiving easier? Does the senior living center that I'm considering provide these conveniences for me? The answer to this last question for me was a resounding yes to Independence Village.